All right, in the second video, we're going to talk about the explicit rule. So you can read the definition of an explicit rule for a sequence. It defines the nth term. So the nth term could be the 8th term, it could be the 50th term, it could be the 230th term. But it defines whatever that nth term of a function is for any whole number n greater than 0. So basically what the explicit rule is, it's what we've already been doing so far with functions. It's writing a function rule for the set of data that we already have. I would encourage you to pause the video real quick and look at example 1a and see what they've done there. And here in about 5 seconds, I'll do example B. All right, so hopefully you paused the video and looked at example A. We'll just make understanding this second one a little easier. So they give us a function, and they're saying, again, the variable that we're using for this function is going to be the variable n. And you can see actually in the actual mathematical portion of this problem, that is exactly what we're using. We're using the variable n. So it says make a table and substitute values for n in this problem. And specifically what they want us to put in this blank right here. So what is n equal to in this problem? And you can see from this first column, they've set up a table. N is going to be equal to all 4 of those numbers. So those are like the positions of each of the terms in the function. We're trying to find the term that's in the first, second, third, and fourth position. All right, so we're going to fill in the table. We're first going to find f of 1. So we're focused on this first row. So that just means, again, don't let the f part confuse you. All we're doing is substituting a 1 in for n in that function rule. So instead of 3n squared plus 1, it's 3 times 1 squared plus 1. I would encourage a calculator on this step just to verify. So 3 times 1 squared, remember order of operations. So you have to square 1, multiply it by 3, and then add 1. So this is 1 times 3 plus 1 should be 4. So the first term is 4. Let's do one more together, and I'll have you try the last couple on your own. All right, so in the second row, we are trying to find f of 2. So this time we're squaring 2, and then we're multiplying it by 3 because the order of operations says exponents before multiplication. So 3, let me show you a cool trick. If you have a graphing calculator, hit second, enter. It'll bring up the last problem, and then you can just type over what we put in the parentheses. So I'm going to type over the 1 and put in a 2 because we want to figure out what is this function equal to when n equals 2, and it should be 13. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So the second term of this sequence is 13. You don't have to draw those arrows, but I'm just doing that to show that the input is 2 and the output is 13 for this function. I would encourage you to pause the video. I'm going to show the answers here in a second, here in about 10 seconds. Pause the video and try the last 2 on your own to see if you've got this. And that should be the answer for the third term and the fourth term. 28 is the third term, 49 is the fourth term. Let's look at 4 and 5 real quick. Number 4 says explain how to find the 20th term of the sequence. Again, the 20th term is the position, so that's always our independent variable or the input for this problem. So when they say find the 20th term, what they're really saying is find what this function is equal to when n is 20. So you're just doing 20 squared plus 2. So 20 squared should be 400. So 20 squared plus 2 should be 402, which it is.